तिनक धिन धागे न 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 तिनक धिन. Every day I wake I make my mind up. I'ma be the one, be the truth, be the way. Yeah. Every day I wake I make my mind up. Gotta keep my mind on the because they only telling their side of the story. Here telling lies like they on Morid and porridge. Kids get their money off on it. But down here in the hood, yeah, we know Forex. We growing up, yeah. We got the good. Good of them assets, good of my bag. Get rid of cash before the whole market crash. A news flash, just a blast from the past. We on the smash, now. Be prepared to hit the gas. Yeah. Build a land, get the wealth, change your name up. Get the title in your hands.
Hey, y'all ready? Okay, let me put the cologne on. As you can see, we're in Atlanta, Georgia. We're sunny outside. The trains are going. Hey, nice day out here. Hey, bring your kids out to the swimming pool. I told you, if we had a beach, I'd tell you to go to the beach. But that's okay. We got ice cream trucks out here. We got people playing sandball. Let me see one little man. Can I see sand? Oh, yeah. First one on the money, baby. But yes, man, ladies, wear your sundresses, all that. Hey, come enjoy yourself. Hey, back to you, Jason. No cap. Appreciate you, twin. Shorty, can you please stop calling me? You don't get me goddamn fine. I'ma call you back, man. I'm going live for RNN 187. As you can see, it's real hot out here. Got the caution tape out here. I'm sure you know why. Because somebody dead. Hey, so make sure you check up on your people. The just up the scope. It's getting real out here. It's real hot. Don't bring your kids out here. Don't bring your kids out here. And like I said, if you got up, you better protect yourself. Shorty, I'm trying to work. Think it's so much stinking ass on me. You doing too much. Too bad, girl. Man, I'm trying to work. I said, hell no. Oh, that's a Glock 45. Hey!
Not tonight. I don't wanna fuss and fight. I just wanna make it right. There's work to do. I wanna give you close to you. I wanna get you with them. All the things you want to do. Just relax and I'll take care of you. Anytime you want me, saying that I love you every day, and I know like you love me, baby, if you mean it.
Peace to the party. It's your homeboy back again with the news. Yeah, we've been working, man. Appreciate all the love that's been coming. And we just want to, I always show that love for the support, right? But let's get to it, man. So every time when we go and try to hit these news topics, we always want to try to correlate it with history. That's really what we're here for. And the other day we had Lee Cummings on, the author. For those of y'all who don't know, if you haven't checked out that series, definitely check it out. But in the conversation, he was like, when you got some of these historical evidence that's, and this is very profound, ain't no need to try to go around that. Basically, if it works and it proves the point, use it every time, right? So we're gonna double down and do what we always do, but we gotta show how what's going on today was a manufactured plan. From ghetto to ghetto, city to city, no matter where you at, if you experiencing these same type of problems that was happening in New York, it's just another highlight, bro. We just in the news alone, if we wanted to cover violence, man, that's too easy. It's a whole bunch of it, but we got to get to the root cause and show why it's important for us to do our civic duty. You know what I'm saying? And that don't got nothing to do with just voting for the president, but just being informed what's going on in your city. So here go another example. We're going to take it to New York with it. Hear what the other side got to say, breaking down this case. And I'm going to show you how it tied to the current administration and just this Biden in particular, because the way that in which we are policed now was a product of that. So let's take it to the other side, see what they got to say. We're going to go from there.
gang members in Brooklyn, some of them barely teenagers. And there's no shortage of surveillance video. The shootings that cops say involved mostly innocent bystanders. Nearly 20 accused gang members now busted for all kinds of charges, including murder. Gun insanity all over again. Eyewitness News reporter Joe Torres live in Bed-Stuy with the story. Joe?
Bill, specifically Herkimer Street here in Bed-Stuy, because according to investigators, this street served as the territorial border for two rival gangs here in Brooklyn, and you can guess what that led to: a turf war that often resulted in the gang members shooting at each other and, yes, in some cases hitting innocent victims. Well, today, a big step towards ending that violence. This is what gang warfare looks and sounds like. For investigators, a disturbing reality is the age of the suspects and the victims.
Some of them were as young as 16, 15, 14.
Another reality, says the Brooklyn DA, is this: take down the shooters and you cut down the shootings. To that end, Eric Gonzalez today highlighted the results of a nearly 3-year investigation. 18 alleged gang members charged in 3 indictments with murder, weapons possession, and other charges. Detectives connected the defendants to 10 shootings that injured 10 people, 8 of them innocent bystanders. Like those in this car, which simply slowed down for a speed bump. The shooters thought they were rival gang members and opened fire.
These subjects woke up every day with one objective: terrorize opposing gangs. These takedowns drive violence down in the city and hold violent gang members accountable for their actions.
It's a lot of killing over here. The brothers are killing each other, and that's gotta stop. It's gotta stop.
Police launched their investigation in the summer of 2021. That's when a pair of gangs, in a battle over territory, committed multiple shootings, including 3 in a span of 2 hours. A 16-year-old boy was killed. 3 other people were hurt, among them an innocent victim mistaken for a gang rival. Investigators say the suspects often incriminated themselves by boasting and posting about their crimes on social media.
The individuals right now are posting as much as they can. They're very brazen with their posts, and if that's the case, we're ready to capitalize on it.
We got to get the bad guys off the streets so that we can all walk peacefully.
Now, the DA today highlighted both the challenge and the importance of solving these cases, because he says it really does go a long way towards preventing future violence, and he says it means a great deal to the family members whose loved ones were either shot or injured by the gunfire. In Bed-Stuy, I'm Joe Torres, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
So this story, right, depending on where you from, has been heard all too often. That ain't uncommon. That's an everyday story now, which is that's the real pandemic, right? It's been going on for a while now, but it was cooked up and manufactured to be this way. Baby, you're not born with the thoughts of doing crime, bro. You feel me? Having to use your weapon against somebody is supposed to be one of the most traumatic experiences in your life. But in our culture, you know, somebody get to shooting. We used to that. Going out, I'm from Louisiana, going out to different events. You already knew it was, you know, some shooting was going to happen at one point or another. But to get desensitized to that is a problem. But it was cooked up by people like, you know, over here, we call a spade, right? We're not on one side or the other. We just having an autonomous viewpoint and going to speak on what we know to be factually true, but based on research and evidence, right? So it's no coincidence that a lot of the most dangerous cities in America are Democratic-run cities and have been for decades. And now that's pretty interesting to me, right? Especially since they're supposed to be on all this, you know, everyone is one, equal opportunity, so they say, but they in control and been in control a lot of these cities, and boy, they terrible. You know what I'm saying? So the major cities especially, right? So now, you hear these different things. So I'm saying, what's the tie to Biden? So you hear Biden associated with the crime bill a lot. And it's funny how he was able to evade all type of pressure. Imagine if we having a who's more racist than who competition between Trump and Biden, because this is what they tried to make it out to be. Biden literally has policies that he was the one who authored and bragged about it to hurt a community specifically, mostly all minorities, to be real, especially at this time, 80s and 90s. You feel me? So he was able to get away with that. Now we just got to call a spade a spade. But maybe y'all wasn't hip to it. You just took what the media said. I want you to hear somebody put a video together about some of the key phrases and speeches that he had out of his own mouth talking about this. And you got to understand how that play into what's going on now. That was the beginning stages. So now you create a whole environment that's built around. Also understand the Democratic Party is a part of promoting the rap game that we have now. That's tied to your Democrats. Think about it. When they want to get us to vote, who do they go get? They go get an entertainer. That ain't a coincidence because they bought and paid for. But let's go hear from Biden. I want y'all to hear a couple key things he said about it. Don't take my word for it. You know, we do our research over here. But, you know, in the comments, man, let me know what you think.
On our streets. How can he really be a progressive and want to lock these people up? And I'd say lock the SOBs up. Increase the penalties. Increase them. I would put the son of a gun in jail. Put them to death.
Don't shoot! Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
I wish I could say that hate began with Donald Trump and will end with him. It didn't, and it won't.
Get the fuck on! Get the fuck off!
During a week of protests, looting, and violence ignited by the murder of George Floyd by a Minneapolis police officer, Joe Biden pledged his support for meaningful criminal justice reform and doing more to prevent the mistreatment of African Americans by cops.
I call on the Congress to act this month on measures that will be the first step in this direction, starting with real police reform.
While Biden deserves praise for getting behind vital reforms as he campaigns for president in 2020, it's worth remembering that the former senator from Delaware is partly responsible for some of the worst aspects of today's criminal justice system.
It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. So I don't want to ask, what made them do this? They must be taken off the street.
And as I'm sitting here, it's funny, man. This is why history matters. Understand that this was a tactic that was used in history to, you know, around the Jim Crow times and even before that, to always paint a community in a certain light, right? In the media, to already give that perception for people who don't know them. That's really a war strategy. But keep on letting them cook now. This is straight out of his mouth.
There are other measures to stop transferring weapons of war to police forces, improve oversight and accountability.
Let the FBI agents buy weapons as powerful as the drug cartels had. They're getting beat up.
The president might also want to open the U.S. Constitution once in a while. If he did, he'd find a thing called the First Amendment.
There's a thing called the First Amendment, which is read in a way that I think is a little excessive.
From the crack epidemic of the 80s to the crime wave of the 90s to the post-9/11 war on terror, throughout his career, Biden has represented the Democratic Party consensus, shifting his views to fit whatever best serves his own political career. Over his 44 years in the Senate and then as vice president, Biden was a leading architect of today's criminal justice system, which contributed to mass incarceration and the police misconduct that protesters are fighting back against today.
Biden crime bill, the Biden crime bill. The Biden crime bill. Hell, we've had crime bills coming out our ears. Every major crime bill since 1976, every minor crime bill has had the name of the Democratic senator from the state of Delaware, Joe Biden.
You hear him talking that talk now. Now, back they let y'all have this man come up in here and act like he ain't had nothing to do with it no more. But this is when it was actually going on.
You got a gun, you commit a felony, 10 years. We already have it 5 years. Minimum mandatory. Judge can't say, you know, you had it in your pocket, you never intended to use it, we're only going to give you 1 year. Judge has to say 5 years. Well, he wants to make it 10 or 20 or 60. We can work that out.
He wanted to remove judicial discretion for those who, quote, don't meet the middle-class criteria of susceptibility to rehabilitation.
They are beyond the pale, many of those people. They literally have not been socialized They are in jail. Away from my mother, your husband, our families.
The Biden-Thurmond Violent Crime Control Act of 1991 would have increased the maximum sentence for 44 crimes to include the death penalty.
A wag in the newspaper recently wrote, Biden has made it a death penalty offense for everything but jaywalking.
Republicans one-upped Biden by adding 46 capital crimes.
I'm going to make it for 46 crimes. Biden says make it for 51.
Hey, that boy Biden was talking that talk, bro. Was talking, hey, yeah, he's standing on it.
We're going to get tough.
So he proposed 53. Then he presented the final version of the legislation.
60 new death penalties, brand new, 60. There are 70 additional enhancements of penalties, i.e. you go to jail longer.
After his disastrous 1987 presidential campaign, Biden had staged his political comeback, in part by becoming a media darling on issues of policing and crime, and he led the fight to pass the landmark 1994 crime bill under Bill Clinton.
Okay, so once again, and I want y'all to go look this up. Now, I can't remember to say exactly how powerful, but I know you got like the teachers union and the police union is like one of the strongest in America. So they got to be like top 5. One of y'all look this up, man. Y'all come back and let us know what you find on this. But either way, very big and powerful union. So you heard in 87, tried to run for president. He sucked. Nobody liked him. So he lost, like the loser that he is. It's just the truth, right? You've been around all this time. You never got to be the big dog. So he lost then, but he made a comeback, doubling down on the crime bill. Obviously, who is that going to benefit? The police union. We're going to be able to get more jobs, more weapons, more everything. Now, listen, I'm not telling you that having people to hold people responsible in their jurisdiction, that you're going to need it. It's going to be some crazy people, bro, in any community. It is what it is. But to put an attack on your own citizens to literally entrap them. It's funny they call it the trap now, right? Depending on where you from, hustling, doing what you're doing, it's the trap. But why you saying that? It literally is that. The drugs, the guns, this wasn't brought in by the average citizen. You feel me? This was brought in. It's not a conspiracy. Look up the real Freeway Rick Ross, who was literally being supplied by the feds, bro, CIA. Everything's not a conspiracy, man. So I want you to hear this dude, Biden, was happy. All these new death penalties, the way that they can come and attack the different citizens in lower communities, because it was bigger than just black people, but obviously we was making it popular in the music, which made us an easier target, which is still going on to this day, man. Like we losing too much in our communities due to this bullshit. And really people don't want to speak out on it when it comes to the media and what's going on. Like, hey, it ain't nothing. As an adult, you understand the rap game, you enjoy a couple songs because this is where you came from, but these little kids, they living by this shit. If you got kids in this age, you know it's an everyday struggle trying to raise theirs in a way, knowing that everybody around is just a reality of what's what, right? This man was the one who helped push this culture to what we know it to be today. It just is what it is, right? We represent the gang culture, the prison culture. He the reason why a lot of our people went, and Buddy over here bragging about it.
When I wrote the original bill that started this whole process, the so-called Biden crime bill, I didn't call a liberal confab and write it. I didn't call any big society people and write it. I called the cops.
A Democratic president wants 100,000 cops. A Democratic president wants to build 125,000 new prison cells.
That's the secret. That somehow the Republicans tried to make the crime bill tougher. I say poppycock. They didn't make anything tougher. I wrote that bill.
He convinced Republicans to support urban community programs as a way to keep inner city kids away from respectable families.
They started looking at it and found out that this midnight basketball isn't getting them together a bunch of jive folks who are black, white, and Hispanic who live in their city to do, try to see if they can be Michael Jordan. When they found out, they were keeping schools open. So gangs come off streets instead of out raping my mother, marauding me, robbing the local store. They're in a gymnasium, and my daughter will be safer, my wife will be safer, my mother will be safer, and I will be safer. And I will be happy.
Never again should Washington put politics and party above law and order.
Along with several laws passed in the 80s, the 1994 crime bill drove up the local, state, and federal prison populations, and it tarnished the reputations of Biden and Bill Clinton, who signed it into law.
Hey, Clinton, you didn't want to take pictures with my people here. We're still in jail for what you did.
When Biden ran for president in 2008, he told the New York Times that he knew more people would be locked up across the board, but that it would drive down crime. In fact, crime rates were already falling when Biden pushed for the passage of the '94 crime bill, and they have continued falling as the prison population has declined in recent years.
You ashamed of that bill?
Not at all. In fact, I drafted the bill. We had enormous success.
The mass incarceration created by Biden's lock-em-up policies ripped apart vulnerable communities and families for a generation, and the federal funding streams and law enforcement infrastructure it created continue to hinder reform efforts.
There are things I would change, but by and large, what it really did, it restored American cities.
Go inside now! Get in the house!
The younger generation now tells me how tough things are. Give me a break. No, I have no empathy for it. Give me a break. Because here's the deal, guys. We decided we were going to change the world, and we did. We did. We finished the civil rights movement to the first stage. The women's movement came into being. So my message is, get involved. There's no place to hide.
I'll do my job and I will take responsibility. I won't blame others. I won't traffic in fear and division. I won't fan the flames of hate. I'll seek to heal the racial wounds that have long plagued our country, not use them for political gain.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping. What?
Man, hey, look. You hear him talk out of both sides of his mouth. When he came through the campaign, our community lit. Well, I ain't gonna say our community. It was the media within our community who came, people like Charlemagne, who came through back and by, and they let him skate through this. They didn't even want to put his feet to the fire because out of all the recent people who were to be elected president, it's without a doubt, no question, that Biden actually was the one proven to be a racist. It just is what it is. It ain't no debating this fact. So to let the media trick your mind into saying that, hey, you know what? The other guy has to be so bad that we gonna ignore an actual person who has been proven to be racist. You got to take that L. Everybody who was backing this man, because he said this was gonna make crime better. He was saying this in the 80s and the 90s. Now tell me right now, where you from? Is crime better? Yes or no? Come on, man. If this was supposed to be the one to save everything, it damn sure ain't work. So here he come now. Fast forward to the present. It's places, it's different cities. Louisiana, I know, they taking away parole and different things, making it to where you can be charged earlier, which already was going on there. But now to tie you into this system for longer and longer and longer, who does that benefit? You get what I'm saying? So I'm not telling you that it is not some people who deserve to have their freedom taken away. But what I am telling you more than that, most of those people are created. They weren't born that way. It's the environments that they being raised in, the type of entertainment that they be given on a daily, and they know these kids not done. They know they being lied to. They rebelling. So they turn into this bullshit. So what I'm saying, one thing I do agree with that video of Biden say is you need to get involved. You doing it with your own kids around you, your friends and your family. It's your job to be autonomous, man. Think for yourself and put people on game, but do your research behind it and stand on it, man. We got a lot of people. It's important times right now, man. A lot of people fighting for your mind and your attention. You got to understand how powerful that is. But I'm just your homeboy with the news. That's my time, y'all. And I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. We got some commercials real quick to let y'all know what we got coming up. This Sunday, we not having a show, but we're going to double back with some more news. Got a few more special things up our sleeve, man. Shout out to the party. But I'm going to leave y'all with some commercials. And like always, y'all keep it positive. Y'all keep it pushing, man. I'm out of here. Peace.
Double S drifter, separate sipping, and you know I came with it if she cute with it.
Dope.
Whenever I start to feel alone, I just play the voicemail that I say before things change. Now I read the message you sent, trying to tune out when you sent. I know you love me, but